If you are anything like me, or any other producer or songwriter out there, you probably have a lot of unfinished tracks just sitting on your hard drive, occupying space, but without any commitment made to actually finish the tracks. Considering how amazing just the thought of a finished track is, I find it interesting that so many of my own projects just end up abandoned on an external hard drive. It would make sense to me if it was the same bottleneck over and over which prompted this behavior. Like, say, if your bottleneck were lyrics, then every track of yours never got past the point of lyric writing. Or if the bottleneck were mixing, then every track would lack a good mix. But at least for me and my projects, this is not the case. With every track, it's a different situation. And that got me thinking. Say a track from start to finish requires 13,000 steps. And of course, that's just a number I'm pulling out of my arse. But anyway, most of these steps are relatively simple, like load up your DAW, tune your guitar, sing a note, add notes until you've got an entire melody, support the melody with chords, add a reverb, tweak the reverb, remove the reverb again because you decided against it, and so on. But amongst these 13,000 steps, there are 3 absolutely essential steps that you must not skip if you want a finished song. Now the first step is to start, obviously. Now that's an entire video in and of itself, so let me know in the comments if you want a video on how to get started. The second step is to commit. And apparently this step is less obvious, otherwise why do all these tracks end up abandoned? You have to commit to finishing these tracks. But that begs the question, how do you know if a track is finished or not? And that leads us to the third step. Specify when and why. This is where most commitments fail, and this is true for all commitments, not only within the creation of music. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. This is behavioral psychology on a very fundamental level. Although I don't want to dive into subjects like environmental triggers in this video. Again, we'll leave that for another video if that's something you want me to discuss. For now, you want to decide on when your track is done. A very effective approach is to be deadline driven. Give yourself a week or a month or whatever seems reasonable to you, but know that once you reach that deadline, that was it. You are done. You are not allowed to touch a single element of your track once the time has run out. You can be as laid back or as extreme as you want to. Recently, I did a speedrun in which I committed to writing, recording and producing an entire song within just one evening. That's deadline driven. Another way I like to do it is through estimated completion percentage. This way we're looking at the progress of a song from a scale of 0% finished to 100% finished, and then we constantly estimate how close the song is to completion. But here's the catch. We are not aiming for 100% because it will never be perfect. You can decide for yourself. I like to go with 80 to 90% finished. If the song is for an album, I might occasionally aim for like 92%, but anything above that really is just a total waste of time to me because the tweaks are so minor and perfection is unattainable. Now we ask ourselves the question, why? Why do you want to finish this track? Does this track have a purpose? Is it a single release? Is it for an album? Will you perform it at your best friend's wedding? Is it background music for your upcoming YouTube video? Does this even mean anything to you? If you follow these 3 steps and you find a strong enough why, your song is almost guaranteed to reach the finish line. Now this only covered 3 of the 13,000 whatever steps in the creative process. And so to cover the remaining steps, I'd like to invite you all to join me in a new video series I've named Finishing Every Song on My Hard Drive. And I need your help to get me started. Here is the list of projects I'll have to finish. Comment the name of the project you want me to start out with. Within this series, you are most likely going to watch me play every single instrument I own, produce in a lot of different genres and with a lot of different approaches. And if you want to participate as well with your vocals or your piano playing or whatever you do, then I'm totally up for it. My hopes are that you and I can inspire and learn from each other, and then when we get to around March next year, we can collect all of these songs and release an album or two that we can enjoy listening to. Subscribe down below and remember to comment the name of the song you want me to load up first. And I'll see you in the next video.